Boats and Streams, Part 2.
Hi, I'm Daniel Souza and welcome to Aptitude Academy. This is part 2 on lecture on boats and streams. Here's the first problem.
Problem 1. A boat covers 32 kilometers downstream and 14 kilometers upstream in 6 hours each. What is the velocity of the current?
Alright, for the first sum, we've said that the downstream is 32 kilometers and the upstream is 14 kilometers. Now, the person who rows the boat completes each of these in 6 hours each, and they've asked you to find the velocity of the current. Now, in the previous lecture, as I've denoted, the downstream speed is A and the upstream speed is B. Now, what you have to do is from this, you have to find out A and B, and then we can move on to the second part. Now, a very important formula that is used here is known as the distance formula. That is D is equal to S into T, where your D is your distance, S is the speed, and T is the time. This is a very important formula when you're solving boats and streams problems. Now, what we have to do is we have to find the speed for each of these cases. So let's start with downstream. So dA is equal to SA TA, right? So now SA is equal to dA by TA. Now dA is 32 kilometers by TA is 6 hours. Now don't worry about simplifying it. In competitive exams, they give you numbers that will eventually simplify itself. So just let it be for now. Now let's find SB. So dB is equal to SB into TB, right? So SB will be dB by TB. So dB is 14, TB is 6. Alright. Now SA is in fact A, right? It's the speed downstream. And SB is in fact B. Now from the previous lecture, I gave you a shortcut formula that tells you the velocity of the current, right? That is the velocity of the stream will be given as half A minus B, right? So half 32 by 6 minus 14 by 6, right? So it will give you half, 6 is the LCM, 32 minus 14, that is 18, right? 6 ones are, 6 threes are, so 3 by 2 or 1.5 kilometers per hour. This is your answer.
Problem 2. A man can row 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream in 13 hours. Also, he can row 30 kilometers upstream and 44 kilometers downstream in 10 hours. Find the speed of the man in still water and the speed of the current.
Alright, now in the second problem, they've given you two equations. A man who rows the boat can do 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream in 13 hours, or he can do 30 kilometers upstream and 44 kilometers downstream in 10 hours. They've asked you to find the speed of the man in still water and speed of the current. Now, speed of the man in still water and speed of the current both have shortcut formula, and they both require A and B. A being the speed downstream, A is the downstream speed, and B being the upstream speed. Now, in the previous sum, I explained the distance formula, right? D is equal to S into T, or you can even write it as T is equal to D by S. So now for each of these equations, you could write TA is equal to dA by SA, or TB is equal to dB by SB. Now SA is already A, we already know that, and dB and SB is B. So now let's use this and rewrite these equations. So now this is distance, and time. So let's make both the distances into times and write two new equations. So 40 kilometers upstream. What is upstream speed? B. So 40 by B plus 55 downstream, so by A. Now these are both time quantities, is equal to 13. This is your first equation. And the other equation is 30 upstream, so divide by B, plus 44 downstream, so divide by A, is equal to 10. This is your second equation. Now solve both these equations. Alright, now that we've got both these equations, we've got equation 1 and equation 2. Now I will multiply equation 1 by 3 and multiply equation 2 by 4. Now, why do you ask? because here B seems easier to eliminate. We have 40 and 30. So if I multiply equation 1 by 3, 40 into 3 will give me 120. And if I multiply equation 2 by 4, 4 into 30 will give me 120. So 120 by B, 120 by B can be easily eliminated. So let's write the new equations now. So equation 1 into 3 will give you 40 into 3 is 120, 120 by B, plus 55 into 3 is 165 by A is equal to 13 into 3, 39. This is equation 3. And now this one will be 120 by B plus 44 into 4, that is 176 by A is equal to 10 into 4, 40. This is equation 4. Now simply subtract both of these. So minus, minus, minus. 120 by B minus 120 by B cancels out. So you get a 0. Plus 165 minus 176. So minus 11 by A is equal to 39 minus 40 is minus 1. Now on both the hands you have a minus. So you can cancel it out by making it plus. So it implies A is equal to 11. Now since we've got A, we can substitute this value of A in any of these equations, even in these equations, and find the value of B. So let's take the first equation. So 40 by B plus 55 by A is already found, 11, is equal to 13. So 11 ones are, 11 fives are. So 40 by B is equal to 13, take it on that side, minus 5. So this is equal to 8. So implies B is equal to 40 by 8 or 5. So we have found that the downstream speed A is 11 kilometers per hour and B is 5 kilometers per hour. Now we simply have to plug in the shortcut formula and find both of these values. Alright, so now we got the downstream speed A as 11 kilometers per hour and upstream speed B as 5 kilometers per hour. Now we simply plug in as shortcut formula. Speed of the man in still water, that is speed of the boat, is half A plus B. So half 11 plus 5, 16 by 2 or 8 kilometers per hour. And speed of the current is also speed of the stream, that is half A minus B. So that is half 11 minus 5, that is 6 by 2 is equal to 3 kilometers per hour. So this is your final answer.
Problem 3. A man can row 18 kilometers in still water. It takes him thrice as long to row up as to row down the river. Find the rate of the stream.
Alright, now for the third sum, they've said that the speed of the boat is 18 kilometers per hour in still water, and they've asked you to find the speed of the stream. Now, we already know that 18 kilometers in still water, that means boat speed, right? And boat speed, the shortcut formula is half A plus B, where A is the downstream speed and B is the upstream speed. They've also given you that the time taken for the boat to travel upstream will be thrice as much taken for it to travel downstream. Now, what this basically means is this. Consider a point X and a point Y, right? Now, for the boat to travel from X to Y, that is downstream, suppose it takes 10 minutes. Now, upstream, right, Y to X, they've said it takes thrice the amount of time. So, 30 minutes. This is all that information says. And here's how you use it. Now, we already know the distance formula. D is equal to ST, right? Now, we can write it for the downstream and the upstream speeds. Do keep in mind that 10 minutes and 30 minutes is just an example. It's not relevant to this sum. So now dA is equal to SATA or ATA, since SA is A, and dB is equal to SBTB or BTB. But we already know dA and dB is the same distance. So we can equate both of these equations. So now we can write ATA is equal to BTB. Alright. Now once you use this equation, we know that TB, the time taken to travel upward from Y to X, will be thrice the amount of time taken to travel from X to Y. So TB is actually 3 times TA. That is 30 minutes is 3 into 10 minutes, right? If you equate it with this. So you can write ATA is equal to B into 3TA or ATA is equal to 3BTA, right? I've taken 3 outside. Now TA is common, so we cancel it. So A is equal to 3B. Now this you will substitute in this equation. We already know boat speed is 18 kilometers per hour, right? So now A is equal to 3B. Let me just simplify this, right? So A is equal to 3B. Now, if you put it in here, 18 is equal to half. What is A? 3B. 3B plus B. So 4B by 2 or 2B implies B is equal to 18 by 2. That is 9 kilometers per hour. This is your upstream speed. Now, just substitute the value of B in this equation and get A. So now 18 is equal to half A plus B. B is 9. Right? So 18 into 2 is 36. Minus 9 is equal to A. Implies A is equal to 27. So 27 kilometers per hour. This is downstream speed. Alright. Now we've got A and we've got B. Now speed of the stream, shortcut formula, right? So I'll just write speed of S, right, stream, okay, is half into A minus B. So half into A is 27 minus B 9 is equal to 18 by 2 is equal to 9 kilometers per hour. This is the answer. Alright, so this is part 2 on lecture on boats and streams. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe to my channel and share this on Facebook. Thank you.
Hi there. If you have any doubts about the problem solved in this video, you can leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Spread the knowledge.